This is the Michael Brian Show. Inspire, empower, and educate with Chris Freer. Chris, what have you overcome or achieved?
Okay, so 20 years ago, or just over 20 years ago, I got diagnosed with a condition called multiple sclerosis, which I took very badly. The disease progressed extremely rapidly for me. In fact, within 8 years of diagnosis, I went to the secondary progressive stage and was told that I would be in a wheelchair by 2012, which is actually what happened. But using a change in my belief system, in my beliefs, lifestyle, a lifestyle approach, and actually changing that I can't do something to I can. I've overcome that. I have got out of that wheelchair, which is something I'm very proud of. And I now dedicate my life to enabling other people to take control for themselves as well.
What would you say were the steps that you take to change the belief system? Do you have any particular steps that you'd advise others take as well?
Yes, absolutely. Had to get really honest with myself. I had to look at the choices that I was making in my life, and be really honest and say that, actually that probably isn't a good choice for a healthy life. And I know some of these changes are very challenging, but it is possible, because as humans, we have that amazing ability to choose. So, yeah, I think to start with, it was getting extremely honest with myself.
What would you say were the three biggest lessons from your experience then? It sounds like you've had to go on quite the journey, but what would you say the three biggest lessons were?
I think that number one, the power of actually what you consume, and I don't just mean via food and drink. I'm talking about everything, really, what you listen to, what you read, what you watch, and stuff like that. The power of what you consume has such an effect on our overall well-being. And I think that, being quite careful about that is real enablement. So that's number one. Yeah. Number two, understand that you're not going to progress in an upward fashion all of the time. You've got to be prepared to take a few steps back now and again. One of the ways that I have judged my journey is that I used to fall over a lot, and I mean a lot. And I got extremely good at falling over. In fact, to such a point, I would fall over and I'd very rarely hurt myself, because it was a bit like a paratrooper jumping out of a plane, I suppose. But I do still fall over. And invariably, when I do now, I hurt myself. But I see that as a positive, because it just shows how little I fall over now. So, look at your gains, and celebrate those gains. And lastly, I suppose I truly believe in the power of nature. I think it's crucial to exercise and move our bodies, and personally, I can't think of any better way of clearing the mind and getting out in nature and just being there and being calm and enjoying what's out there, because it's beautiful.
What would you do differently if you could go back? Would you do anything differently? Would you change anything?
Oh God, Michael, that is a really good question. I think I would do things. I would do things differently. I think I have been extremely critical of self, and I now realise and recognise that the language that I've used when I'm communicating with myself has, at times, even on this positivity journey that I'm on, has been disarming, if you like, or debilitating for me. So I think if I could have done something, if I could have done one thing differently, I would have realised that earlier in my journey. Because the way that you communicate with yourself, even in a joking way, if you like, or talk about yourself in a joking way, has an effect. It has an effect, and I think I would, if I wished I'd realised that earlier in my journey. Yeah.
How can people find out more about you, Chris? If they wanted to learn more about you, where can they go?
Okay. Well, it's quite simple, really. I mean, and I really do welcome speaking to people. I'm also a therapist and coach within the health and well-being arena, if you like. Obviously, I'm a lived experience coach. And if people want to contact me, and I really do welcome that, if they go to my website, which is www.upbeatlife.co.uk, you'll find a contact me or book a call. I can't remember what it says on there now, button. And if they press it, it's quite a simple process to book an informal chat with me, and I look forward to that.
Thanks so much for being a guest on the show. Feel free to subscribe, share the show, leave a review wherever you are listening into your podcasts.